Can you hear me, Pate? I didn't know that. Yo, Pate, I'm trying to upload a video on how to recruit for Brian, but I didn't know if you hear me in the video. You can? Alright, it's gonna be like a one-on-one, not one-on-one, a recruiting 101 video. So what I need to do is go here. But when I get out the party, you can hear me. I just heard myself on video. See, I hear myself on the link though. So it does work. I don't know what you're talking about then, Pate. I don't need to lead the party. Is that you, Kitty? Where he at, in his bed? Okay. Alright. This is a recruiting one-on-one video. You don't have to worry about stealing my recruits because this is my other league. So it's delayed. It's delayed though, but it does come up. So the main thing is number one, you already know your prospect list and everything. As you can see, I need a whole lot of people. Automatically, when you first start out in recruiting, the first thing you're gonna look for is they're gonna do your recommended, which is right here, your recommended players. The reason why you're doing recommended players, because these are the players who actually want to come to your team. You do them first. Yeah, go ahead. Because it's doing double. I'm broadcast. I'm not sharing. All right, right. So, once again, you're doing a recommended search first. From here, you can do multiple things. As you can see over here, the targets are who you actually are recruiting at that moment. Of course, the end tells you what position you need. When you click on somebody, as you can see, the four or five running backs go away. That controls that position. Now, the main thing I'm looking for automatically is number one, interest. I press square. Square is gonna give me all the top people who have me number one. As you can see, this is Georgia, so Georgia, the Alabamas, Georgia, those typically have a lot of number one people or people who have them number one on their board. So from here, I choose the people I want first. Then I go look at other people who don't have me on their list. But I usually go to them last. Because that's more of an uphill battle to get that recruit. You want to go here first because these are the easiest people the easiest people on your list. And as you can see, I look at where Georgia stands. Of course, I'm further along in the recruiting process or in the season, so Georgia's a little further up. But for the most part, like somebody like this, I would just click on them and put them on the list. Another thing I'm looking for is the pipeline. You always want to go off your pipeline because your pipeline is an easier recruiting process, especially when it comes to visits. If they're closer to your state, then when it comes to visit, it's cheaper to get them. 10 points versus 40 points. If somebody's in California and you want them to come to Georgia, that's going to be 40 points automatically. That's a lot of points to get that person to come visit. Whereas if they're in Georgia, like Madonna, Georgia, they're only going to charge you 10 points. That is a key thing in recruiting because you're also getting more bang for your buck because you get to save points by recruiting or having a recruit come to your school easier and cheaper. And then one of the biggest things is a you want a recruit to come to your school because that's what puts you over the top over other schools. If y'all are in a battle where y'all are tied or close, and you got one person having a person come to their school and do a visit while they play a certain school, automatically if they get their win, they get a boost to recruiting, and you will lose to that person who has a visit that week. So, like I said, pipeline, you press square, and you see when it blacks out, that means that's like they don't have you on their well they have you on there. I'm sorry, because they got me number 7th, but they're not in my pipeline. I can still talk to them. I'm not saying you can't talk to them. It's just more of an uphill battle. A lot of times when I recruit, I try to go for the easiest ones I can get. I will go into battle sometime with 4 or 5 people, but if I see 7 or 8 of y'all trying to go for the y'all users, I'm not trying to fight for certain recruits unless he's just a gem where he just automatically he's good. But I'm pressing square. Now as you can see, purple is the highest, or I don't know what color that is. Purple, I guess. That's the highest. They're in Georgia, pretty much I believe, or in my pipeline. Alabama, that's my pipeline too. Then you go keep going. If you keep going, the next color level is damn, it's all the way down there. Damn, Georgia got a lot of goddamn pipeline. Um, but next pipeline is probably blue, I believe. Yeah, they way down there. Dang, they got a lot. See, that's why I said Georgia's the cheat code. Georgia, Alabama, cheat codes. There you go, blue. I done got all the way down to the 90th person. But always go out the pipeline. That's not. Another thing I'm doing is when I look at a recruit, as you can see, I look at the offers. How many people am I going to head with? This person got 6 offers, and it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down in order, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. That lets give you an idea of who I'm fighting against. If I'm fighting against 60 y'all to try to get one person, maybe I might not try. Well, I might not try to go hard for that person. Excuse me. Who knows? But then if you press square again, it gives you 0. These are the people who have no scholarships. There are going to be some people like this guy. He's a 4-star. He has me number 1, and nobody's even looking at him. These are these are the ones that fall through the cracks. I think I'm in week 3 or 4 already, and no one has offered him nothing. So now automatically, when I click on him, I'm going to have a leg up on someone else or on anybody because 9 out of 10, he's probably going to be 0 for like the next 2 or 3 weeks. But by then, I done got a boost on whoever tried to jump in and talk to him. So you want to also look at the offers and get the ones, especially at the second and third week, the ones that got 0 on their board. Jump and talk to them immediately because they could be a gem, or it's the fact that I can get this recruit without trying to fight nobody for him. He's free. You want the easier recruits, especially at a 4-star. That makes sense. See, no one's even talking to this guy, and he's just sitting there. So those are the things I look at automatically. Now, breaking down a little further, I go to position. I'm looking at position. I need quarterback, of course. Let me go back to my recruiting board. My recruiting board. If I want a player, automatically, if I want a player, I am automatically going in, depending on how many people, how many recruit, or how many scholarships is on this guy. As you can see, this guy John Woodhead, he has 4 scholarships for 4 other schools going against me. So automatically, I know I'm in a battle for him versus somebody who has, well, he has way more too, 6 or 7. Versus somebody who has 1 scholarship or 2 scholarships. It's easier to go against one, go head to head versus going against 6 other schools. But regardless, when I'm first starting out, if I'm trying to get the attention of a recruit, I am putting the max amount of points automatically. No matter how fast I burn out, I'm putting priority on what I need and who I want. If I need line, I'm going to put max amount of hours on that lineman because I'm trying my best to get that lineman. If you go in there with 20 points on a recruit and it's 6 or 7 other people, I guarantee you're wasting your time. And you don't want to get down the season. Halfway down the season, you realize this guy is that's I've been wasting points on him because the whole time I getting him 20 points or 25 visiting hours, and this school over here been getting 50 hours. So automatically, if you want a recruit, automatically throw 50 points on them. As you can see, it gives you more of a boost. Also, be mindful of uh, 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 the recruiting process. So you got this guy right here. Once he has a red up there, that means I can schedule a visit. So when I'm clicking on him, it tells you schedule a visit. What I can do automatically is this: since I have no hours, I'm gonna click some hours out because I really don't care. I don't really play this one that much. So I'll show you. Well, I need here. I need that. Let's go here. All right. Take that off. Boom. All right. So this is the another very key point or very important part of the recruiting process. When they turn red, like they do with the red dots, that means they are ready to come to your school. There are a few things you need to do in order to prepare for that person. Number one, look at the visits. As you can see, no one has sent a visit to him yet, right? Whenever you're trying to recruit a player, you want to you want to try to get him in your school as soon as possible versus another person. Now, sometimes it can come bite you in the ass because I've lost players to Alabama because I had a player come in on week 3 and then Alabama ended up having to come in on week 6 and then he chose Alabama. It happens like that sometimes. But for the most part, you have a higher rate of getting that recruit if he comes to your school first. It really depends on who you're playing too, though, and that's what we're about to get to. As you can see, I go to recruiting. I want to schedule a visit because he's in Georgia. It's only 10 hours. That's good. When I click on it, you have to be mindful of who they're playing because you put the wrong week, like week 4. He does not get a boost off that because he has no game during that week. It's complimentary. It's not. You might get like a minimal boost, but it's nothing really. It's no boost at all. But it will give you boost versus nothing. But then again, when he's playing schools like Texas A&M or South Carolina, as you can see, they get 2 green boosts versus if I lose. If I lose that game, then be mindful that okay, I can lose that recruit, or it knocks me down, so the other person behind me can jump over me. But it's almost strategic because let's say I'm playing week 3 and we're in our league, and I'm playing somebody like Strange. I might go ahead and ask that recruit to go against Strange because I have a higher chance of winning. That means I have a higher chance of that guy coming to my school. Whereas if I'm playing somebody like Will, I might say, okay, well, you know what? I know how me and Will games go. It's a 50-50 sometimes. I might not want the recruit to come that week because I might take a loss and that might hurt my recruiting process with that recruit. It's all strategic. It's not about Also, who's better or who's not. You gotta be strategic. You gotta think about this stuff because when it comes down to it, it's a lot of thinking and chess moving and stuff. I know for a fact how our games go. I could probably win that. I probably could lose it. Do I? How bad do I want to take that chance against that recruit? A lot of times, 9 out of 10, if I'm playing a user game, I typically don't schedule somebody on that week of a user game unless I really need it, that recruit, or it's also close toward the end of the year and I need to get him in, get him to come to the school real quick. But for the most part, you're looking at who you play to get that motivational boost. I don't want to do a one star versus, I mean, a one green versus a two green. I prefer the two green, and also get to my week 5 versus week 7, week 8. But for the most part, I'm going to go to week 3 because I'm trying to get a jump on that recruit over the other schools. So automatically, when I'm doing it, I choose a school. You want to hold L1. He has a deal breaker. If you look at the bottom right hand corner, his deal breaker is brand exposure. When you go back to press R1 again, you go back to recruiting. You want to choose the one that say brand exposure, which is right here. All these are connected, and they're pretty much in order. But you want to know that player's deal breaker before you tell him to go to school. If his thing is brand exposure, and I tell him come to my school to look at, and we gonna show him conference prestige, I would lose that recruit, or I'm gonna take a negative hit because he is interested in brand exposure, not conference prestige, not playing style, not pro potential. He wants brand exposure, so I'm choosing that. So when he comes to my school, we're gonna focus on brand exposure to further bring him into our school. Now there's another tricky part. Not tricky, but this is where this where it pretty much separate me from a lot of guys when it comes to recruiting. As you can see, if you look to the right, it has a lot of question marks. Every recruit has a perfect pitch, meaning every recruit has a three greens, or it's gonna have three of those things covered. And if you get the perfect pitch faster than other players, then you get a boost, a higher boost than most. So in this situation right here, number one, I'm taking send the house off, which is holding triangle. I'm taking it out because I need those hours. If I go to add action, there's multiple things you could choose. Of course, you always want to send the house at first to initially have that recruit open up faster to want to come visit and to open up these other ones because these stuff are usually locked. They're usually locked until that recruit opens them up. But this is a trick, and you have to learn. You have to really master this because if you don't master this part, it really don't matter. You want to also go to hard sell. You can soft sell in some situations, but I usually soft sell when I am not in a real tight recruiting battle because that means I'm giving hours towards other players, and I speak on that more often. But right now, I'm going to hard sell him. I'm trying to get the maximum amount of influence on this athlete because I want him to come to my school. I'm going to hard sell him. Now, as you can see, there are some situations where you're going to see all the three greens lined up, and that's perfect because you can choose the right one that lines up that aligns with all three greens. In this situation, I only have one green, which is playing time. But guess what? I have two greens. The reason why I have two greens is because I know what his other green is brand exposure. So I go over here. I am looking for the right pitch that falls on brand exposure and playing time. And the fact that there's a lot of X's up there, that means it's gonna help me figure out which one is the perfect pitch kind of quicker. So as you go down and you go slow with this, you never want to accidentally go too fast and then you skip over the perfect pitch. So take your time, but you're looking for the one that highlights brand exposure and playing time. And from there, you're looking for the perfect pitch. Look right here. This is one. He has brand exposure, he has championship contender, and he has playing time. That could be the perfect pitch. The only problem is there are a lot of other pitches that could also have playing style and brand exposure at the same time. So what you want to do is do your due diligence, and go through all of them to make sure or to eliminate any other potential perfect pitches before you settle in on that one. So I'm going through again. I'm still going through just to make sure. Hey, do anybody do? Is there another option? Is there? And look, boom, there's another option right there. Right there, there's another option where it could be pro potential or it could be that one. Because if you see Brad Exposure and Championship are not X'd out yet, so they are a viable option. And so is this one right here. So now, automatically, I already know, even though I know what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to go through and finish just to see if there's a third one. Just go through, make sure there's no third one. All right, cool. There's no, well, it is a third one. It was a third one. But as you can see, it's not this one because proximity to home is already X'd out. So it can't be that one. But it was a potential third one too, as you can see. So now I have this one. I have this one. Now, in some cases, let's say it's towards the end of the year, and I really need to try to take a gamble. Maybe I choose one on 50-50 chance. Hey, I'm in a battle with Alabama right now to try to get a recruit, and he still hasn't shown me what the player is or who it is. Sometimes take a 50-50 chance and you take that gamble. But for the most part, what I do is I back out, press O. Now I still got my hours. I go back over. I choose send to house, which means I need to do another week of research. Another week of research could possibly take one of those potential options off the board, and that helps it out. So basically, if you got more than one option, automatically just send the house again. Wait till next week. It might take you 2 weeks before you figure it out. But for the most part, I can't. I'm not gonna take the gamble of seeing which one it is. But I'll do it again with the next person over here. Same thing. I'm gonna tell him do a visit, do a recruit visit. His his thing is playing style. So playing style, I'm clicking on this. Playing style is his deal breaker. Clicking playing style. So he's coming to my school for playing style. Week 3. I'm taking all this in the house because I need the rest of the hours to choose the next thing, and I'm going to go to hard sell. Now we're looking for playing style and pro potential. The other two greens. I mean, to find out what the other green is. So I'm looking for playing style, pro potential. That's one. It's already X'd out, so that can't be it because conference prestige is already knocked out. I'm going again. Keep going. Pro potential, playing style. No, that ain't it. Right there. That could be one of them. That could be it right there. So let me make sure to be on the safe side. Yep, and that's it. Well, that was it right here. So automatically, I got his perfect pitch. I'm clicking on that. Now I got a perfect pitch. What I'm also gonna do is throw 10 points on it, cause you want remember. 10 more hours on it, cause you want to max them out. Remember, you always want to max out the players. Max them out, especially if it's a player you want. So now I got his perfect pitch by week 3 or week 4, whichever week this is, and I got the 10 extra hours. So I'm gonna give him 50 hours on top of the perfect pitch, on top of the fact he's also visiting me. Those are what sets me aside from most people that do the recruiting because I'm gonna get a jump on that recruit already because I'm doing things that'll give me double boosts and everything, whereas most people are still doing 50 hours. I done already found his perfect pitch. He's visiting me in week 3. It's week 3. He visited in week 3, and I already got the extra hours on him, and I got a big boost. So 9 times out of 10, and only got 3 people going against me in this one. I'm gonna win that person. That's that. Another thing is another recruiting tactic. I say is I go through my list, and let's say if I'm winning by a lot, or right here. Now, as you can see, I'm the only person on this who has offered him a scholarship. So I'm already getting the big boost I need. He already wants to come to the school because he got me number one. But also he has the recruiter already opened up. The recruiting is already opened up, so I got everything that's open to basically get the boost I need to basically blow them out the water and just automatically win this player over. But let me show you something I do all the time. As you can see, I have such a lead on everyone else, and no one else has offered him a scholarship. What I would do sometime is, let's say I'm in a recruiting battle somewhere else, or I want to recruit. Like this recruit, I haven't even talked to him actually. Offer him a scholarship. Let's say I need some extra hours somewhere else. I need to put a little more hours on some other position. I will bypass a week sometime. I would just leave them alone, take them hours off, and I would gamble on the fact that I'm the only one talking to him right now. I got to hit a good head start. That's where the tactics come in at because when you get to week 5 and week 6, you don't have a lot of hours just to mess around with. So I take hours from other people and give them to another position. I might, in some cases, start scouting again. If I haven't scouted nobody, this is extra hours. I want to scout somebody. I go get them. Uh, 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 like this guy right here. I'm the only one talking to him. 5 star, 35 hours. I might just go ahead and say, you know what? Let me go ahead and max him out just to go ahead and get him, just to solidify my position with him, just to throw it to him. Because at the end of the day, them hours are gonna basically pretty much put me on top to where I win that recruit. Same thing here. I got a big jump, but I don't really mess with this yet because you notice the solid red is still kind of close to Auburn and Louisville. Now that the shaded part or the light part of the red, that's the potential of what it's gonna be next week if I keep 35 hours on them. But then, like I said, I can add some more hours on it because I got extra hours because I'm bypassing the other recruit. So I might just well, you know what? I can go five more points somewhere else. Like right here, mm, I might take 50 off. Just be on the safe side. Throw that over here to where I get that send the house basically, and then go over here. I can't send a 5 over that. So yeah, I'll put it somewhere else. But these are things I do when it comes to like him. I got 5 points. He ain't got a scholarship yet. Even if I offer this man a scholarship, guess what happens? Eventually, if no one offers him a scholarship, I get a big boost automatically because eventually I'm showing interest in him. So I just do that for every position, especially the ones I need. Like when you got these gems, I'm gonna attack this gem and give him as much attention as possible because you don't know what he is, and of course his attributes are things that I need, and we can definitely go over that too, because those are things that matter also when it comes to this recruiting is the attributes. Be mindful who what position you're looking at because that's the biggest thing. So let's see who I want to start with now. This is a gem. So whenever I'm looking at also with a recruit is one of the most important times of the recruiting process is when we do that work that first week before the season starts, where you recruit you go and actually look at you start scouting your players. Use all them points up scouting the players you want to get because at the end of the day, those scouting information is viable. It's stuff you need because it helps you see what type of player you're getting. In this situation right here, I'm getting, of course, a gem as you see his speed, acceleration, things of that nature, change direction. All that stuff matters because he's also a safety. I mean, a cornerback. If I'm looking at a running back, let's say I'm looking at a running back instead, I'm getting certain things that I need a running back to have to be high on. When I'm looking at my running back, I need certain things I want. I need his carrying to be high, was 87 or I need. Yeah, I need his carrying to be high. Maybe I want his speed to be a little better, or the juke moves. Those are average moves, but at the same time though, they actually get better because remember he's a freshman. He's gonna get better as his college career go on. Then I'm also looking at his mentals. What is his mentals? He has two silver mentals over there. I don't know what they do exactly, but that actually helps. I'm also looking at a person's abilities because a player that has good abilities like this guy, player like this guy has abilities already that some players don't have. I recruited him. He don't have no ability, and he a gem. Whereas this guy got two of them already. Sometimes I might take him over him, even though he's an 86 speed. His short route is way better. His medium route is way better, and the deep route is somewhat comparable. And his release is higher, and his catching traffic higher. Shit, and he catching better too though. Shit. So I'm looking at all that stuff. Even his spectacular catch is better, and he's not even a gem. This guy's a gem, but then he has better stuff, especially those abilities, because those abilities are what set players apart. If he got press pro meaning on bronze at a freshman stage, what you think he gonna be when he get a junior or a sophomore? I mean, a junior or a senior, and he's 6'5". This man, well, they both about tall, so, but he's 6'5". That means he gonna be like a Megatron type player. So I'm looking at those abilities compared to this guy. If I push come to shove, I might still get him. Or if I'm trying to get both of them honestly, because I feel like both these players, regardless, he might have a higher one. He's fast too, so you can't beat speed on this game. But I'm definitely going to choose both. If I can get both of them, I'm going to get both of them because that's a combination to have. Where you got somebody who take the top off the defense because he's so fast, but then you got a dude who basically probably like a Calvin Johnson or Larry Fitzgerald when he get to that point of being good, better because he has actual abilities that this person don't have, even though he's better. So I'm looking at those two. When it comes to my lineman, like this, like tight end, sure hands. That's something that you definitely want on your tight end. When you throw them balls and your tight end jumping and then motherfucker be catching it, even though everybody else be dropping it. You want that type of ability on certain players. Um, the linemen, I'm looking at certain things that stand out. Of course, I need to know what your run block is, all that, your pass block, all that matters. Like this guy, this is perfect. That's a basic. That's a nice stat because he's pretty much an all around, which he's actually well rounded. Excuse me. He's a well rounded lineman, but you can see he's decent in the run block. He's definitely decent in the pass block, and he's a freshman. Once I get a hold of him and start putting the manual points on him and stuff, he's gonna be a beast without no abilities. But then remember, with the manual progression, you can go and make those abilities better. So let's see if I can do it right now. Even though manual progression is not part of recruiting, it's still something I look at myself when I go to these teams. Let me look at the lineman. When I go to these teams, my team, I'm sorry, my team. You see, he got points. He got 1 point. That ain't nothing. Actually, they probably done did. I think this junk is on computer. So, but let's see him because he got three. When I look at the points, he got 3 points. I can't put nowhere else because he only has three, and my lowest is 5. But when I do get these points, as you can see, in the right hand corner, it say the top right hand corner it says 3. When my points get high enough, I max out certain things. I need my linemen to have good IQ. The reason why they block better is because they have good IQ. If they don't have good IQ, they're not going to do that block where they hit one person and then they go to the next level. They might not be as good or as crisp with it because their IQ is low. So I always make sure my IQ is high, and then I work on, of course, all the other stuff that come along with it. Then the physicals, these stuff matter. These things matter because these are like the icing on the cake. I max out a lot of this stuff if I can. If that player's good and they're gonna get those points, and when you're winning and they get all those attributes and stuff, that stuff gives you more points to get over here and up these attributes to where now instead of silver quick drop. I got a Hall of Fame quick drop. Where my dude, when it call hike, he's gonna drop back and he give me that perfect block I need compared to somebody who don't have it. Those stuff are what gonna set players apart because these things automatically make your line or your players better. But you gotta know how to put certain things on certain players. It don't make sense to go in here and just put speed on the edge rusher, but then his strength is weak as hell. You gotta look at all that stuff. I look at all that like he's already maxed out though, so he's maxed out. He's maxed out. I can't do nothing with him. But I can go to these things right here. Maybe I want him to improve shedding on runs or be a pocket disruptor on third and long. You wonder why motherfuckers just be bursting through the line because they be having stuff like that on high or on a higher level. So that stuff matters. I think if I'm correct, I think that's about it, especially when it comes to the recruiting. That's all the stuff I think of off the top of my head. Recruiting is a big part of the game. Hell, that's probably the main part of the game. You want to be able to recruit well. When I do recruit, though, I go in there with the mindset of trying to get maybe let's say, between 20 to 25 players. I don't need to get 35 players. You can. The reason why you want to do 35 players is you want to at least be in the top 5 recruiting classes twice. Just do it twice, and then what happens is it opens up certain abilities for your coach. Once you do it twice, you don't really necessarily have to be in the top 5. I mean, it's nice because that means you're getting good players, though. So you do want to be at the top. Don't get me wrong. But for the main part is make sure that you're recruiting the players you want. Put as much points, max them out. If that's the difference between somebody who gonna really get a the attention of that recruit is somebody who maxes out all the hours possible for that recruit. Um, Now another thing is uh, 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 the deal breakers. Be mindful of the deal breakers. The deal breakers matter. If I have a person here who has playing time, as you can see right here, he has playing time as his deal breaker. I typically don't recruit players with playing time and playing style as their deal breaker. Reason being for that is if they don't get the time they need to get in, they will leave. That's one. Two, playing style. When you go to playing style, that means if you don't play a certain type of way, you might recruit this person. He wants you to pass. They might say you need to average 200 passing yards every game. But well, let's say you don't do that. Maybe you do 188. He will leave. So basically, any player that is playing time and playing style, I typically don't talk to them unless I just like, hell, I just take a flyer on him. But for the most part, I don't have too many players on my team that has playing style and playing style and playing time as their deal breaker because they typically leave. A person with championship contender, I keep them. Know why? Because I'm a champion. That's what happens. It's just in my bloodline. I go keep these type guys because they're going to stay on my team. They're not going to be in the transfer portal at the end of the year. Same as brand exposure. He def because he liked my brand. He's not going to leave because of playing time. He's going to stay there all season or all his career. So those are things I look at too. Pro potential, same thing. Pro potential, typically keep those guys because I typically put people in the league, so that's not a problem. Conference prestige. If you're in a good conference, you're good. If you're in the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, they automatically gonna be A pluses because those are big conferences. But championship contender, you see that pretty much you only saw one, two playing style. You got one playing style right there, another playing style. But for the most part, I don't recruit those guys. I will do it sometimes, but for the most part, those are not guys I even coach prestige. I draft that type of stuff, or I look at those type of players because I'm thinking about also down the road, like proximity to home. I'm not moving nowhere, so he want to be in Georgia. He gonna be in Georgia. That's the difference when it comes to recruiting and stuff. We'll go ahead and do this guy too, just real quick. Remember, 10th week. 10 points. We're looking at he's proximity to home. I'll go up here and do one of these weeks. I don't even care honestly. Proximity to home. Boom. He got that already. He coming to the crib. Even though it's week 8 though, you gotta be careful when you put it down too though, because if you put week 8 and then Auburn on me say week 5, now look, he gonna have him in his school first. He might go to Auburn and say, I like this shit. I like these Auburn girls, and then don't say forget your school. So be mindful of what week you're trying to get them into your school. Like I said, the earlier the better. Now we're gonna go over here and try to find his perfect pitch. Hard sell. I forgot. Oh, yeah, he's proximity home, so he already got two greens. So we're looking for proximity home and championship contender. Whichever one lines up with it. Boom. That's one on right there. Remember, you want to go always through it first. You want to go all the way through to make sure there isn't another one. There's another one right there, but it's already X'd out, and that's it. So found his perfect pitch real quick. That was it. Now give him the 10 hours. Then he got 50. Oh, I ain't got no more 10 hours, but I would have gave him 50, and then that would have been it. I got his perfect pitch already, and the next person probably still thinking about it, trying to think about it. Those are things you tend to get hip to. I'm trying to find one that has only one. Same thing here. Same thing here. Perfect pitch again. Conference Prestige is his other one. So I'm looking for Conference Prestige and also brand exposure. That's one right there. Yep, found it that fast. So which one was it? Conference Prestige and brand exposure. Boom, got it. And that's it. Like now I got his perfect pitch already, and it's on the week 3. Like I say, it's not hard. It's just doing those little things right there. I wonder one there are some cases where, and I can show you. Well, let me see who has none. Let me see. I think it's the defensive tackle. In some cases, I think it's the defensive tackle. Him. I don't have none of his. Right. I have been able to find some because sometimes you will have a lot of X's and no green. I've been able to find someone just knowing what his pro potential is. Okay, and then I just go from there. Sometimes, as long as I got a lot of those X's up there, as long as I got a lot of X's up there, I can figure it out from there. Sometimes, just knowing what his deal breaker is. Because remember, when you go to it, when you go to when you go to a person's perfect pitch, remember each one is going to be a certain style, a certain set of lines. So if I know all these X's are up here, but no greens, but I know what his deal breaker is, I can kind of do a process elimination because this one's only going to choose certain ones. So I already know if his perfect pitch has something to do with proximity to home, I'm not choosing this one because proximity to home ain't even covered. So I'm looking for ones where they got proximity to home, the ones that got proximity to home, and you just eliminate it. I don't have to always have the greens. The greens help a lot, but for the most part, that's where all that recruiting come from. That's that expert recruiter. That's pretty much what I do. I think that's about it. Um, Now this is for the people who have not touched a coach. If you have a coach, your coach gains levels. You need to learn how to up your coach because when you go coach abilities, as you can see, I have 24 points for my coach ability. These things are what makes a organization get better. We know that. Know why? If I got recruiting on, as you can see, I have recruiting on. These also help with recruiting. As you can see, the first level says quarterbacks take less time to scout. So that means there's less points burned or less hours burned to look at a quarterback. Then the second one gives me increased starting interest from the quarterbacks. Then the other one is quarterback transfers are interested. I, for one, don't care about transfers. You might be different, but me, I do. I drive or I build my coach up for just the increase in starting interest and the less time to scout. I don't care about recruits. You might do. So you might build your coach differently. The way I build my coach is different than the way Will builds his coach. So as you can see, all mine on the first level is just two. That's all I need. Because I need those extra hours or extra points to go towards something else. Now, you got motivator. You get on the motivator. I need to actually up these a little bit. When you get the motivator, my strategy is I want to get down to that third one. I want to get down to bang, this third one. The reason why is that off-season boost. I don't care about the quarterback. I don't care about the fourth one. I don't need the quarterback to start hot. I just care about the third one because the third one, when they go to off season, they are going to get a boost, but then they get a double boost because of your motivator as a coach. So those are things you want to up your players, your coach to. I don't care about all number two staying hot throughout timeouts. I just care about that off season boost. So it's a necessary evil because you got to go in order. So I got to go through tier two and tier just to get tier three. Now we go out of that. Everybody's coach is different. Like this tactician one. That's another one I look at. I don't have it on this one. I think I don't. See, I just start opening it up. But these are where, when you're playing inside a game, this is what's going to make the difference when you start playing. Look at this one. This automatic, and I maxed it out myself. I boost to pass blocking, impact blocking. That means in the game, I get a boost to pass blocking and impact blocking. And then I got boost to run blocking, lead block. And then I got boost to run finesse and pass block. And then I got boost to pass block power and run block power. All that means is my line is going to be better than your defensive line. That's all that means when it comes inside the game. So when we're playing, but you got it for every position. I want my quarterback to be good. So now when he boosts the run, throw on the run, and change direction. Those are little glitchy stuff that basically help your quarterback or help your players become better or give them that extra oomph when you're playing somebody. Defensive line help with change of direction and pursuit. Boost the finesse moves and block shedding. Boost the power moves and hit power. And then the last one, especially great, boost the tackle and play recognition. You want your lineman to know play recognition. That shit helps out. If he know that y'all about to do a run this way, it helps out when he shed the block the run. I mean, shed the block and he tackled the running back. So these are things you look at to basically make yourself a more goated player. And these are only for the top echelon right here because you know everybody ain't gonna never make this part. So with this one, you got to win two national championships. I haven't done it in this league, but I did in our league. So automatically it unlocks. That's why I say I'm not deleting my coach now. I'm going to just go to another school, do a job offer. I can't delete my coach because you undo everything you've done so far. With CEO, there are certain things you can do. You can choose all these, but remember the points get higher every time. The more level you go up, the more expensive these skills cost. So as you can see right here, increase the chance to upgrade their dev trait. Don't care about that. Spend a second persuade on the player, and if don't care about that one. Gain interest, additional interest for every 10 hours spent. So that means for every 10 hours I spend on the player in recruiting, I gain another boost from them. That is a very big caveat. That's a nugget to have. Like that shit like gold. Everyone can't do that. But you gotta win two national championships to get that. You win two national championships, you get that right there. That helps with recruiting. Increase the number of players who can visit in a week. I don't really care too much about that. It helps out too though, but I don't care about players starting high. Bonus interest. So now you got a bonus interest for every visit a player has taken before visiting you. I don't care too much about that one either, but this one is somewhat good. Increase all skill caps by one for rising seniors, so it boosts their skill caps. This one still haven't really done too much with that one either. But I did get this one, chance at instant commits. So when I send a scholarship out, I get a higher boost chance of a player just automatically committing. Uh, Now most people probably won't get that CEO because it is hard to win two championships. But y'all can all get program builder. Program builder, I think it comes when you have how do you get it? I think you get it when you have two top five recruiting classes. That's why I said you want to get in the top five recruiting class at least twice. Once you do that, this unlocks. This is another goaded thing to have on your coach. As you can see, this is mine right here. Each one costs 16 points, so like I said, it's more expensive, but it's a necessary evil because I want to make my guy great. As you can see, it boosts my primary pipeline. It boosts to starting interest recruits from your primary pipeline. Then the third one, recruits from your pipeline gain extra influence boost. All that does is put an extra edge on when I'm talking to a recruit compared to somebody else. If I'm talking to a recruit and you are as a player or as a coach, I might have the edge because I'm getting all these double up boosts and all that stuff. Over here, same thing. I upgraded your school's your best two pipelines by one tier. So if it's a blue one, it's gonna go up to purple. It's gonna max out. If it's bronze, I take it all the way up to gold. Those things now I can go talk to that school that athlete over there where I had a bronze influence on it, but now it's gold now, so I got a better chance to talk to him. Uh, Upgrade your school best pipeline by one tier, and then it takes upgrade your school's five worst pipelines by one tier. All that stuff it's a strategy. I looked at videos on how to do this stuff too, though, so all that stuff is just stuff I looked at different videos and I just took all that knowledge and applied it to recruiting. So I knew the type of because you want to go in with a plan. I had a plan on how I want my coach. So when it comes to recruiting, I can recruit these type of players. I can train these type of players to to get this good. It's all a strategy. Um, I didn't even do all this other stuff right here. You can do that because everybody's different. You might want your coach to do something different than mine. Uh, so all this stuff is stuff you just look at. Like maybe you got this one where your third or seventh round projected players are less likely to leave for the NFL. So that's all that stuff is. It's just, but play around with that. Look at the coach. Look at all these archetypes. They all got their own benefits. Just remember, you only get a certain amount of points, and every time you go to a different one, it's more expensive. So just be mindful of that. And I think that's it. Like, yeah, that should be it. I'm gonna probably go lay it down because the wife gonna probably be mad at me in a second. Well, I'll see y'all at work tomorrow, man.